So yesterday we discussed about the profile administration and the client creation and client logical system creation and how to log into the newly created client. So to log into the newly created client, so we have to change the one parameter. So one parameter we have to change it, right? One parameter we have to change it. What is that parameter? So what is that parameter? We have to change it. So that is called so in the profile administration, we have changed that parameter in RZ10, in RZ11. These are the two transaction code for the profiles. So what is the difference between RZ10 and RZ11?
RZ10 is permanent changes.
Okay.
RZ11 is temporary.
Okay. Okay.
If you
Right.
want to change any changes, you have to restart after doing the changes in RZ10.
RZ10, right? So that is what the permanent changes. So suppose if you want to log into you have created the new client, that is the 100 client. If you want to log into the newly created client, so which user we have to use it? SAP star with pass, we have to use it to log into the newly created client. To log into the newly created client, you need to use the SAP star with the password. We have to use it. Why? Because so you have created the new client, but there is no data, there are no users in that one. But if during the installation, if it is the installation, we will get the two clients and two users you will get. One is the SAP star and DDIC. But here you created the one more client that is called the 100 client or 200 client or 300 client. You created one client, but there are no users in that one. In that case, what you have to do? You need to enable the SAP star with the pass user. You need to enable this one. To enable this one, you have to change the one parameter. So what is that parameter? Login / no underscore automatic underscore user. So SAP star, you have to change this value to 0. You have to change the value to 0 to or 1. You have to change it, save, activate, and restart. Where you have to change this parameter value? Where you have to change it?
RZ10.
RZ10 or RZ11, you have to change this parameter value. You have to change it. So after changes, you have to restart it. Right? Yesterday, this is what we discussed. Okay. Not only one parameter, any configuration changes. Anything if you want to change in the system, you can go ahead and you can change it from here. Okay. You can go ahead and you can change the numbers here. Anything you can change it. Suppose you want to change the work process related parameters. You want to increase, you want to decrease. Then you have to go to the RZ10, go to the profiles, which profile you want to change it. Then suppose you want to change the default, you want to change the instance profile. So then just click on the instance profile, go to the extended maintenance, clicking on the change button. So here you can change the values, whatever values you want to change it, you can change the values, maximum connections. So all these things you have to change it. So, okay, this is what profile administration, and you need to do the restarts, right? So today we will discuss about the client copies. So what is this? We created the new client, fine, that is fine. So we have one system, right? We have one system. This is one system, right? So here you have 1000 client and 001 clients are the default clients, right? 000 and 001 clients are the 000 and 001 are the default. Default client means master clients, which will come as part of the installation. When you do the SAP installation, these two clients will come automatically, right? Now today there is a requirement to create the new client. Then you created the new client that is called so suppose that is called the 100 client. Example, 100 client you created the new client you created. So you created within the system, you created the new client you created, right? New client you created. These are the SAP clients. For your business, we need to use the new client, not the existing clients. You have to use it. So you have to use the new client, which you create manually. You have to create it, right? SEC for BDLS, you have to use it for that creation of the new client. So you created the client. Here you are able to log in with SAP Star and pass. So that is fine. All everything is okay. You are fine. Now, what you did before you do creation of the client, in that you have done some work, you have some data in 000 and 001, right? You have logged into the here, you done the some developments, some code creations, everything you have created. Again you have to perform from here. Why? Because here user management, here client specific data, in 001 client specific data, here 000 under the client specific data is different, right? So here data is different here. Why? Because in which client you create the data, so that data is applicable only that client only, not for the other client. So previously you used to create the data in 001 or 000 client you created, but unfortunately you have created the new client you created, right? 100 client you created the newly. You want to copy the data from here to here. You created the new client here, but how can I get my data from here in this client to in this client? Why? Because my data available in the 001 client, I want to pull this data to from here to here. I want to pull the data. How can I do that one? So this is called the, so we have the options. It's possible to pull the data from one client to another client. It's possible. So that is called the client copies. In the client copies, we have three types of client copies are available. One is the local client copy. The second one is the remote client copy. The third one is the client export slash import. They are the three types of client copies are available. One is the local client copy and remote client copy and export import. Okay, so there is a possibility, and SAP has a one feature they have introduced in the long back itself to copy the data from one client to another client. So that is what local client copy. Okay, locally you have to local client copy. Now let's discuss about the local client copy. Local client copy means local means locally within the city. Suppose if I take the example, within the city means within the Hyderabad, you want to copy the within the Hyderabad, you want to copy the data from, suppose like example, Vanasalipuram or LB Nagar to Amirpet. You want to copy the data from Amirpet to LB Nagar. You want to copy the data. That is locally you are copying the data. That is called the local client copy within the city, within the system. So suppose if I talk about the abbreviation wise local client copy, so within the system, to copy the data from one client to another client is called the local client copy, within the system. Within the system you can copy the data from within the system. So we have only one ECP system. You have the data here in the 001 client. You want to copy the data from here to in 100 client. You want to copy the data. That is called the local client copy. Locally you are copying the data. If I take one more example, within the city, outside of the SAP, within the city, suppose you have the Hyderabad city. In the Hyderabad city, you have some goods, you have some data, you have some material is available. Data means material. In outside of the SAP, we will call it as the some material, some things, something like some objects. We will call it as some object. But in the SAP side or within the software technology side, we will name it as the data or object. We will data means it will come like object, code, table, functional model, structure, whatever there in the SAP, it will call everything. right? That's why we will simply call it as the data, right? We will copy the data from one client to another client is called the local client copy. So locally from one client to another client, you copy the data, that is called the local client copy. So how to do this one? So there is a transaction code in SAP that is called the SCCL is the transaction code for the local client copy local local client copy. This is the transaction code. We have to use it for the to perform the local client copy. Okay. So now let's go to, do you understand, right? What is local client copy? So it's very simple. Locally, like suppose, so I have one mobile, smart mobile. So in my mobile, I have, so documents folder is there, downloads folder is there. So same, I have one document, one PDF material is there. I want to copy that document from documents folder to, so it's in the same mobile only, from local storage to internal storage, or internal storage to our documents to download folder, or download folder to some other XYZ folder. I want to copy the data. So that I can do it easily, right? Within the system only, within the mobile only, I can copy the data, right? That is called the local client copy, right? Within the system, to copy the data from one client to another client is called the local client copy. Okay. So here we have to use the, so SCCL is the transaction code. All client copy related transaction code starts from SCC star, like SCCL is for the local client copy. So now log into the target client. From which client you want to so copy the data, you have to log into that client. You have to initiate the SCCL is the transaction code. So now for copying the data, you see here, copying the data, we have the profiles are available, profiles, which means suppose what we discussed is copying the data. Which data you want to copy? You want to copy the all the data, then you can select the client copy. Profile name is called the SAP underscore all. No, I don't want to copy the SAP underscore all. I want to copy only customization data. Then you can select the SAP underscore cust. So then if you want to copy the data from other profile, just select the SAP underscore profile. So here data, they have segregated as in the form of profiles, client copy profiles. These are called the client copy profiles. SAP underscore all means all the data. SAP underscore cust, only customization data. Customization means manually which you developed the data. So then customization plus variants, then we can use this one. Only users you want to copy the data from, you only users, the users which you created in, so the users which you created in here, I want to only copy the users data. My requirement is only copy the data, that is users data from 001 client to, so here 100 client. I don't want to copy all the data. So that's why we have the options are there. Now we can use the, so users data. So which client, what is the source client here? So we want to copy from 001, right? Or you can use the 000 as well. You can use the 000 as well, or you can use the 001 client, from any client to any client. Simple. Not only, sir, we have to copy only 001. No. You can copy from here to here also. You can copy it from here to here, or here to here, or here to here. From one client. That's why I named it as from one client to another client. From one client to another client. So from any client to any client within the system is called the local client copy. Okay, got it? So here what we have to do, I have selected the profile. Any profile you can choose it. But if you select this profile, SAP underscore all profile, it will take a lot of time. All means all the data. Whatever the data is there in the source client, whatever the data is there in the source client, all the data will be moved to the target client. The target client will be moved. No, I don't want to copy all the data. My requirement is to copy only, so user master data, only users data. Whatever the users are there in the 000 client, 001 client, same user should be available in the 100 client. Then you can use it here. Then so you can see here as the schedule as a background job or start immediately. So if you start immediately, it will run in the dialog mode. If you run in the dialog mode, which means all the dialog work process will take your request, it will start it. But system will freeze, the screen will freeze it when you start in the dialog mode. So that is not the recommended approach. So SAP always recommend to go with the schedule as a background job. If you schedule as a background job, in the back end, the job will run. So you can do the other work as well, right? So just click on the schedule as a background job. You want to run the immediately, just schedule the background job, then click on the continue button. Then your background job is successfully scheduled. The log is displayed in the SCC3. So now you have scheduled the you have created the local client copy, you have created it. So there is a one job will be triggered in SM37. The log will be created in the SCC3. This is called the client copy logs. We can check here. Client copy logs we can check here in SCC3. SCC3 we can check the all the client copy logs. We can check it here. You can see here 13th. So you can see that processing. Processing means so 13th source client is this is one, target client is this is one, local client copy, and this is the profile. So the status is the processing here. The status is the processing, which means the client copy is processing from where to where, from 0001 client to target client is under the client. So client copy is processing. So now you can see here the exact data you can see. Total how many tables? Data copying means the tables will be copied. The tables data will be copied from the here to here. The tables data will be copied. Data is available in the tables. So that tables will be copied from 00001 to 100 client. How many tables? 103 tables. So from here 36 tables are copied till now. So you can use 37. If you refresh on it, it will be carried out. Now here you can see in SM37 there is a job will be triggered. See, the job is active, which means the client copy job is still running from 001 to 100 client. SAP user profile still running, right? So you can also see the job is running, right? In SM50, there is a one BTC work process running status. The BTC work process will run. BTC work process will running status. So it will give the clear information. The BTC work process is running status. Either this work process or we have one more application server. You have the one more application server. Here in the one more application server, you can see one BTC work process is running. One BTC is running, which means currently one job is running, right? So that job is running. So that work process is currently running status. Out of 6, you have the 5 are there. So if you want to see the all the work process, you can see it here. Okay, this is what the background job is doing. The client copy related logs you can see in SCC3. Here you can see it here. So it is processing status. So which how many? Oh, almost completed. See, completed. It's completed. So client copy is completed now. So you can see here. Just if you click on the refresh, it's completed. The data completed. Client copy is completed. Which profile we use? This one. So which means whatever the users we have in 001, same users will be copied to here as well. Suppose if I log in ECP 100, we have the basis user. In 001, we have the basis user, right? So, but same user I am trying to log in here, so it will logs in. So you can see I am able to log in here. See, I am able to log in with the ECP 100 client. Why I am able to log in without creating the users data means, so why? Because in the 001, we have the basis user available. Same user I created in the 100 client as well. So I'm able to log in. So if you want to do one more time, suppose what is the other client we created? Suppose 888, right? 800 client, right? Then I will log in with SAP star. For newly created client, we have to log in with SAP star with the pass only. I logged in. Then, so in this client, in this 800 client, we don't have any users. Why? Because we just created. See, nothing is there, no values found. Okay, so in this case, what we have to do? I want to copy the data. Go to the SCCL, then 800 client. What is the profile? Suppose I want to copy the user's data. So what is the source client? Source client, suppose I want to copy the, suppose 100 client data from 100 client data from 100 client to, so 800 client I want to copy. Suppose here now we will schedule as a dialog mode. Okay, we will schedule as a dialog mode. So if you schedule as a dialog mode, what happens? The screen will freeze it. The screen will freeze it. So it will be like that only. You can see it will be like that only. It will be like that only. So suppose if you schedule in the background job, so what happens? It will run in the back end. Meanwhile, you can do your work. Other work also you can complete. But if you schedule in the dialog mode, what happens? See, it is still processing. But in the dialog mode, it is processing. See, it is processing. In the dialog mode, it is processing. See. So almost completed. You can see here status, you can see it here. Yes, I think you have completed. You have 1 or 3 tables are completed now. So it's done, right? It's done. So which means, so you have completed the client copy, which means you will get the all the users here. Whatever the users you have, you will get the all the users here. So users here. See, we have the 13 users in the double 00 client. Same 13 users we have here. See here. Amol, Basis 1, Koteshwar, Naresh, so Ravi 1, Test 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 13 users copied from 100 client to 800 clients copied. How? I'm in the same client, 800 client only. Previously, there are no clients. They are now users. Now I can log into the my 800 client. I can log into the my 800 client with the Basis user. Why? Because Basis also copied, right? With same password, whatever the password I used, same password I logged in now. How is it possible? Which means, so we have the concept is called the not only users data, any SAP data we can copy from any client to any client within the system is called the local client copy. Right? Got it? Client copy logs we can see in the SEC3. For local client copy, there is a transaction code is called the SCCL. And client copy profiles, we have to use it. Why? Because the data you are copying, which data? Types, right? In the data, we have the types, either the object or the users or whatever the data, like either code, functional models, structures, what data you are copying the data. So the types, right? So the types of data they have available in the form of in the profiles, client copy profiles, right? Client copy profiles. This is called the local client copy. Okay. So any questions from anyone regarding the local client copy? Okay, you got it, right? You understand, right?
Yes.
Okay. So just to locally, suppose to you just assume, first of all, you understand the concept. So just you just understand the concept. Okay. So suppose take in your mobile or laptop within the system, you have one document is there. You have one document is there. That document is available in the documents folder or picture folder. I want to copy this document from here to my downloads folder. Locally, you are copying the data from here to here, which means that is the local client copy. Sir, what happens if we have, so if we have the data in the other system, that is called the remote client copy. I will come to that point. Okay, locally you understand, right? Now let's talk about the remote client copy. Okay, remote client copy. Now let's talk about the remote client copy. So what is mean by remote client copy? Anyone can give information? Remote client copy. What is remote client copy? In the page itself, you have the, so answer is there. What is remote client copy? In the headline itself, you have the data is there. What is remote client copy?
The source client is in another location.
The source client is in another system.
Yeah, source client is another system, target client is the different system. Suppose now we discuss local client copy is the, we have within the system, you have one client here and you have one more client here, you want to copy. But it's my requirement is I have two systems actually. I have two systems actually. I have two systems actually. Okay, A and B. I have two systems actually. One is the ECP system, and the second one is the S4F systems, right? ECP and S4F systems I have, right? I want to, so here for each SAP system, you will get the clients, right? You will get the clients. So 000, 001, and 100 client you have here. All right. So 000, 001, and 100 client you have. But here also same. Here also same. You have 000 and 001 and 100 client you have here. So, okay, no, not 100 client. So, okay, you created the 100 client as well. Same settings we have to maintain, right? So, same you have maintained here. So, 001, 001, another client. But so 00000, the same data available in the all the systems, that is fine. But you have 100 client here, data is there. I want to copy same data here from this client to, and from this client to, and here this client, I want to copy the same data from here to here. I want to copy. I want to copy here, right? Previously, within the system from here to here, that is the local client copy. But now my requirement is between two systems. Okay. If I talk about the abbreviation wise, between two systems, between two clients, between two systems here. Okay. Between two clients, to copy the data from one client to another client is called the remote client copy. Remote client copy between two systems, between two clients. Previously, between two clients within the system, right? Within the system, that is the local. But my copy is, my ECP system is in the Hyderabad, my S4F system is in the Bangalore location. I want to copy the data. How can we copy? Normally, what we will do in outside of the SAP, just we will insert the pen drive, we will copy the data here, then we will go to the Bangalore, then we will plug in again, we will insert it, we will copy the data, right? That is what we will do. But every time will you do like that? But this is the servers, SAP servers. How can we do? It's not required to do. So we have the options are available. That is called the remote client copy. Remotely, you have to copy the data from one system to another system. That is called the remote client copy. But here, suppose if I talk about one more example, I have one mobile and Snehit also having one mobile, right? We both are having the mobile, but I have one movie in my mobile, but Snehit wants to same data, same movie he wants to his mobile as well. What we can do? First of all, we will establish the connectivity, right? Bluetooth connectivity we will establish between the two mobiles. Then I will transfer to him, right? That is what we will do normally. Normally, whenever I have some data in mobile, I will transfer to him. Nowadays, we have the WhatsApp, then we will share it in the WhatsApp or something like that. But before the WhatsApp, we will do same like Bluetooth connectivity. So all these things we are doing it, right? Same way here also, same way here also. First of all, to copy the data from one system to another system. This is the one system, this is the one system, right? Two systems we have. But two systems we have. Before you performing the remote client copy, we need to establish the RFC connectivity we have to establish. Remote connectivity you have to establish. So remote connectivity, connection we have to create it. So without connection, how can we transfer the data? Without Bluetooth connectivity from your mobile to my mobile, how can you transfer the data, right? There is no transfer option, right? If you have the Bluetooth option, then only we can copy the data. So without this, how can we transfer this one, right? It's not possible at all. So for that one, we have to create a RFC connections. We have to create it. RFC connection means remote connection. We have to establish from one system to another system. Once you establish the connectivity, then only we can transfer the data using the SCC9 is the transaction code. SCC9 is the transaction code for so remote client copy. This is the transaction code for the remote client copy. SCC9 is the transaction code for the remote client copy. So SCCL for local, SCC3 for client copy logs, CC9 is for the remote client copy. Remote client copy, we have to use it. So SCC9 is for the remote client copy, for to copy the data from between two systems, between two clients. But before that, what is the mandatory activity? What is the mandatory? Before that, what we have to do? Connection
RFC connection.
RFC connection. That is called the connectivity establishment. We have to do that one. So that before connectivity established, we have to do that one. That's why we have to discuss the first before we go for the remote client copy. Then, so we have to discuss the RFC connection, RFC administration. We have to discuss. That is called the SM59 is the transaction code for the remote client, sorry, RFC destinations. Okay, RFC administration. Okay, why? Because without establishing the connectivity, can we transfer any data from your mobile to my mobile? No, right? That is all same. Like say simple one more example. Okay, so you are in the Hyderabad, so this system is in the Bangalore, so you want to give the one parcel, you want to transfer one data. In this case, what you will do here, first of all what we will do, the from one city to another city, we have the highway road connectivity, right? We have the road connectivity is established, then only you can transfer the data from your location to through highway road to transfer to the your target Bangalore location. You will transfer it without highway connectivity. Without connectivity, without remote connectivity, we cannot transfer, right? Anything, right? Without remote connectivity, we cannot transfer anything. Like either Hyderabad to Bangalore or any places. Just example, I have taken the Hyderabad to Bangalore here, right? Any place from any place to any place. If you want to travel or if you want to transfer, if you want to send, first of all, the connectivity is very important, right? Connectivity. Then that connectivity, where we have to do that one. So remote client copy is before performing the remote client copy. First of all, we need to establish the connectivity between the systems. So to establish the connectivity between the systems, remote client, so RFC, we have to establish the RFC connections. We have the separate concept in the SAP to establish the connectivity, that is called the SM59 in the transaction code. We will establish the remote connectivity. What is mean by RFC? Means remote function call. Remotely you can call that function, that is called the remote function call. So it's like so remotely you can copy the data from, remotely you can connect to from one system to another system. So between cities, like two systems connectivity established only through RFC destination only. Any systems, from any system to any system, that is called the remote function call, RFC destination. So if you want to connect from one system to another system, first of all, RFC connection should be established. So if you want to transfer the data from one system to another system, first of all, connectivity should be important. Then only you can. That is called the RFC administration. We have to go to the SM59 is the transaction code to establish the connectivity between two systems. Now, in our case, we have the two systems. One is the S4F is available and ECP also available. So we will establish the connectivity from ECP to S4F. We will establish the connectivity, right? So we have so connection types. So you can see the connection types here, right? So if you go to the SM59 for establishing the connectivity, so we have the types of connection. If we have data, we have the types of data. In the connectivity, we have the types of either the air connectivity, outside of the either road connectivity, or the highway road connectivity, or the water connectivity through ships. So like that, we have the number of types of connections are there, right? Connectivities. But here also SAP also we have the types of connectivities are available here. Suppose if your source system, suppose this is your source system, so this is your target system, right? So you want to, both are in the SAP above systems, both are in SAP, you can use the above connection. You can use the above connections. Both are in the SAP, you can use the above to above connections, you can use it, right? So my connection, my target connection is the HTTP connection. My target is the HTTP site. HTTP site. My target is the HTTP site. HTTP means either google.com, either some other company.com, HTTP site. So in this case, you can use the, so my source, my target system is the, in this case, you can use the HTTP connection. HTTP connection, just click on the HTTP connection, you can use it, right? So you can use that connection. See here, HTTP connection. Either you can connect to the Google, some other places also you can connect it, right? To transfer the data, some banking sites, Google, some other so sites also you can connect it, right? So this is the internal connection. System itself, we have the internal connections. TCP/IP connections. TCP/IP connections means, so programs within the system only, through programs it will connect it, through programs it will connect it. Then above the connections, internal connection, these are the internal connections only. There the main connections are HTTP connections to external servers and above connections, SAP to SAP, SAP to non-SAP, called the HTTP connections. So now we have one system that is called the S4F system, right? S4F system, right? We have the S4F system is available here. So we will connect from ECP to, we will establish the connectivity. So both are above system, then I need to choose the above system. Just click on the connectivity. So now you can just provide the RFC destination name, any name you can provide it, like ECP to S4F connectivity. So anything, just naming convention, anything you can provide it. So what is the target host? What is our target host here? SAP Windows and instance number 02. Okay, SAP Windows instance number 02. Okay, that is the technical settings details. We have to fill it in the technical setting details tab. We have to provide the target host details and instance number. We have to provide it. Just to go on the logon security. Go on the logon security. So you are connecting, right? Go fine in the technical settings. That is fine. Just only establishing the connectivity. That is fine. You created the connectivity. You can see here. If you go above settings, so ECP to S4, you have established, you have just created. Just click on the connection test, then it is working. You can see if it is working. See here, you got the response in the 92 milliseconds. You got the response. If it is the failed, if it is wrong, so some details are wrongly you have given. Suppose just only wrong details you have given. You are not the correct details you are not given. Just only wrong details you have given. Then when you are trying to connect, just clicking on the connection test, then it may fail. It may fail it. The connection test may fail it. You can see now connection test is failed. Why? Because the host name, whatever the IP you have given, that is wrong. That is wrong IP. That is wrong IP. So that's why whenever you are filling the details in the technical settings tab, you have to correctly fill the details. You have to correctly fill all the details. You have to correctly fill it. Then save it. Then clicking on the connection test. Now we got the response in the 8 milliseconds. Okay. So this is the technical settings tab for the details, for the to fill the target details, like what is the target host which you are connecting from. So what is the target details? So ECP S4F, you have to provide the target details. Okay, as for a host name, what is the SAP, what is the instance number, that one. Suppose you want to enter inside of the system as well, then you need to fill the logon security as well. Logon security means, so what is the client which you are going to connect, right? So what is the user which you are going to connect it? So like DDIC user, we have only one user. Then what is the password? So that password we have to follow it. So all this is we have to fill it in the logon security tab. Why? Because when you are connecting, just you are only establishing the connectivity, but you want to place something inside of the system, but you are the authorized person, right? If you want to log into the S4F, you should be authorized person. You should have the user ID and password. Then that user ID and password we are filling in the logon security tab. You are filling it. Just you want to only establish the connectivity, you can establish. You want to maintain, you want to not only establish the connectivity. I want to go S4F system. I want to place, I want to create, I want to keep some data. In this case, you need to maintain the user ID and the password as well. Right? User ID, password as well. Like that, you need to create the some user ID passwords also, you can create it. So that is what like connection. Suppose my target client is not so above system, some HTTP system. HTTP means I want to send the data to suppose like some banking sites. Suppose I want to send the data to some Google. Suppose I want to send the data to some Google. I want to send the data. So Google, I want to send the data to Google company. In this case, I have to enter www. This is the HTTP site, right? Google.com. Service number is the 80 is the common. Okay, just to save it. I think destination already one. Google one I created. Okay, just if you just click the connection test, it should work. Right? You can see the status response 200. The text is okay. 200. The status is okay, which means the connection test is successful to Google server. Google server, I established the connectivity test. So in this way, we need to establish the connectivity test. In this way, we need to establish the connectivity test from your SAP to your Google server as well. You can establish the connectivity. You can see Google one we created. Just clicking on the connection test, we can establish it. Right? So we can establish it. If we go to the response body, we will get the Google page here. See here, we got the Google page here. Why? Because we are connecting from SAP to Google, we have connected, we got the Google home page here. Right? Google home page, we got the connectivity here. So that's why we can use our SAP connection to suppose Google wants to our data, or we want to send the data to Google server. In this case, first of all, we want to establish the connectivity between two servers. The connectivity we can establish, right? Not only SAP to SAP. So Google is not SAP, but we can also establish the connectivity to Google server as well. So in this case, you need to choose the HTTP connection to external server, or if it is the SAP, the target also SAP, you can use the above connections, you can use it. Right? You can use the above connections. Or if it is a not SAP system, you can use this external HTTP connections, you can use it. So not only like Google, you can also suppose some banking sites you want to connect to some banking sites also. Suppose ICICI Bank. So you can just put the ICICIbank.com www. So ICICIbank.com and 80. So that the port number is the common. Then you can establish it, right? For banking site, right? I don't think it will allow. So the certificate error we may face. Okay, certificate error we may face. So we have to face the certificate error. We have to use this one. Connection closed. Okay, banking sites it's not open. It will be closed with the connections. So like that, we can establish the connectivity. Okay. So today, we discussed about the remote connections, like RFC administrations and local client copy we discussed. Once you establish the connectivity, then we can transfer the data from one system to another system. Both are in SAP only, we can transfer the data. If it is not SAP, how can we transfer the data? Client copy we cannot perform. Only other data we can perform it. Some table data, users data, employee data, that we can perform it to some banking sites, other sites also we can perform it. But remote client copy is between two SAP systems only, right? That time, first of all, we need to establish the connectivity. That you establish it. So what is the transaction code? SM59, we can establish the connectivity. Then we can go ahead and perform the remote client copy. That remote client copy, I will tell you tomorrow. But today, please practice this local client copy. Okay, local client copy and RFC destinations creation of the RFCs, how to create the RFCs. We have not only S4F, we have other systems as well. JAA system also available here. Or you can also establish the connectivity from S4F to ECP, ECP to S4F, S4F to ECP. Both the sides you have to establish the connectivity. Then only we can transfer the data from S4F to ECP, then ECP to S4F, we can transfer the data, vice versa. From here to here, from here to here also we can send the data. So that is the assignment for you guys. So first of all, you need to understand the concept, then establish the connectivity from S4F to ECP, right? ECP to S4F. Both the side establish the connectivity. Then perform the local client. Local client copy you have to perform in S4F also. You have to perform the local client copy. Create the one new client in S4F. Then copy the data from other client to here. Then after that establish the connectivity. So we have the systems are available. So you have to use these systems to practice it. Okay. You guys will do the practice, right?
Yes.